because only as a fire mage I'm allowed to wear the necromancer robe. And what is the necromancer robe? It's the robe of Beliar. You know, it's the robe that Xardas wears, and he's a servant of Beliar. So when I thought about it, it was like, hey, I've been doing it wrong all along, due to the fact that actually the the true path of Beliar is actually the old camp in Gothic 1's case, because only in Gothic 1 will I be allowed to wear the necromancer robe. In Gothic 2, I will not be able to wear the necromancer robe, even if I join the circle of the 6th circle of magic, you know. But you know, you will see that in the long run. You will see the true natures of the gods, and I hope it makes sense. And if it doesn't,
Hold on,
you know,
who's
it
talking
will make
to me?
sense with after
You are
finishing
talking to me?
Forsaken
How
Gods,
did you get into my
hands
head?
down. And if it doesn't,
You are what?
then the
servant of
beginning
your
of
master?
Gothic 4
You seem to
will
be a
make
creature from
sense,
hell.
you know. Because every time I
You
beat
want
the
me to be
game,
silent?
I will explain a bit on what happened. Why did he become a servant of Beliar or a servant of Enos in Gothic 2? Why did he become a servant of Beliar or Adanos or Enos in Gothic 3? You know, etc. and so forth, so that the character's history is known before playing the next game, so that people actually can say, okay, it kind of makes sense or it doesn't make sense, right? But you know, that remains to be seen. Is your master's name perhaps Xardas?
Is your
For now, I will just focus on
right,
Adanos.
so names are not important. Okay.
Hey,
I'll
Exo.
just assume that this here is the Tower of Xardas.
How have you been doing, mate? Welcome again to my stream, brother. I have to talk to your master.
I have me unworthy? What kind of test? I understand. Whoever wants to talk to your master must prove worthy first. Hold on, what was that? The proof? Victory over what? Victory over the elements? Stone? Ice?
Let's first
Fire?
focus on Adanos throughout the series, and then, you know, Enos and Beliar. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna do it run. You know, let's say I beat it Gothic 4. Will I instantly go to do a second run, or will I go to a new game, like Fear or any other kind of game, you know? You're at home now, well that's good. And then sit back, mate, and enjoy the stream, I should say. But for now, I will just mainly focus on the path of Adanos, otherwise I confuse myself, you know, just like when I said Fire Mage, you know, is the true path of Enos. Everybody knows that. But since the Fire Mage can only wear the robe of a Necromancer, why would a servant of Enos wear a Necromancer robe? You know, that doesn't make sense, so I did that all wrong in my previous playthrough, which is good, you know, due to the fact, and then now I can try to make it better, you know. I keep confusing myself at certain points throughout the series, but let's first just focus on the Servant of Adanos, which is the easiest of the three to understand. Is this Heart of an Ice Golem proof? Don't I have the stone Golem's Heart?
Mortal? Who? Me? Okay, I'm on my way.
Didn't I loot? Just give me a second here, guys. I only have 2 hearts, so did I already deliver the stone Golem's Heart? I don't think that I did. And I need it to complete my quest. So let me get it. If it didn't disappear, otherwise I'm screwed. I forgot it. Oh well, I got it now. So let's go back to the demon and deliver the heart, so he will give me a teleporter stone to Xardas, so I can talk with the necromancer. a fire demon. Here is the heart of a stone
Here's the...
golem.
What? Right! Worthy proofs! Missing? 2 are still missing?
Is this heart of an ice golem the proof?
Is this... duality? The second proof? 1 is still remaining?
What about the heart of a fire golem?
What about this heart? Perfection? I'm worthy? If that's the case, I'd like to speak to your master now. Counter evidence? What kind of counter evidence? A rune? A rune for me? Well, then I'll accept the rune of teleportation as a sign of worthiness. Mortal? Who? Me? Okay, I'm on my way.
On the other hand, since I'm capable, which is even more confusing now I think about it, as a water mage, I can also enter the 5th circle of magic. And with Xardas, I can most likely enter the 6th circle of magic. Which means I will get the robe of of the necromancer and thus Beliar. But I will keep that for the old camp. And then the sect camp will be the path of Enos, which sounds weird, but it makes sense in the second game. Because, a little bit of a spoiler, the Templar will become the Paladin, and the Mage, which is in this case, Gothic 1 the Necromancer, and the Gothic 2 will be served of Enos. And it will be confusing because I will do stuff in the end of the game which shows what his next path will be. But you will see that once I got with the path of Enos and the path
Who
of
dares to
Beliar.
disturb me in my studies?
My name
Like I said, I
is...
keep
I
confusing
don't wish to know
myself.
your name. It's insignificant. All that matters is that you're the first person in years to have solved my golem's riddles.
Have there been any other visitors?
Have there...
Not many. And when they began to annoy me, I confronted them with one of my supernatural creatures.
You enjoy being on your own, don't you?
I was sent here by Xardas. We need your
The
help.
magicians of water plan to use their big ore mound.
The ore mound is not the solution.
It isn't?
No.
All of the fire magicians are dead.
All of them... Gomez had them assassinated.
That does not surprise me. Those foolish barbarian butchers in the castle, especially Gomez, were never to be trusted. Caristo and the other magicians elected their own hangman when they helped Gomez to usurp the power.
The so-called Sleeper is said to be an evil archdemon.
That's what the Brotherhood in the swamp found out. Now the magicians of water believe that everybody in the colony is in great danger.
There is a greater danger than anyone within the barrier could possibly imagine.
But Enos and Beliar keep switching paths when it comes to their gods. And Adanos is just plain simple forward. And since I'm already doing Adanos, I will tell you guys what the true path of Adanos is. The Rogue Mercenaries in Gothic 1. The Mercenary Dragon Hunter in Gothic 2. In Gothic 3 it will be, now I have to think about it clearly just so I don't confuse myself, the Human Orc Mercenaries, and Forsaken Gods, I'm not quite sure yet, because it's been forever, like 5 years plus since I last played Forsaken Gods. And in Gothic 4 I will become the servant of Adanos, with the reincarnation with a new hero, plain simply said, which is in my opinion, and I can be wrong, the bastard son of this guy, of this hero. Just like this guy might or might not be, and it's just my own imagination, my own thinking. I think that this guy is the son of the king, King Robard II. Because if I remember correctly, in Gothic 4, this guy will be King Robard III. I'm not quite sure. I can be wrong, since it's been ages. But if I remember it correctly, that's what I made out of it, you know. But I can be wrong. What we will see once I get back into Forsaken Gods and get back into Gothic 4, because then it will make perfect sense for me, because then I will be replaying. I only beat it, played Gothic 4 like 30 hours, 10 hours each path, which was just mind-blowing how fast I was able my first time to play through all 3 paths. But you know, I can't say with 100% guarantee that it is correct that this guy is the, you know, bastard son of King Robar II, and that the guy, the new character in Gothic 4 is the bastard son of this guy. I can be wrong, so don't judge me by it. You know, I can be wrong, I'm not denying that, but I can also be right. But you know, the faster we get there, the easier I can find out, right? So if the explosion of the ore mound does not avert the great danger, then what will?
Forget the ore mound. Its power won't open the barrier. If Callisto and Xardas hadn't wasted their time fighting over foolish and vain issues throughout the past years, they'd all know what I know now.
Which is?
None of the 12 magicians ever stopped to wonder why the formation of the barrier got beyond their control, or why it assumed such gigantic proportions.
Right. Did you find out what happened?
Did you find?
Well, one thing is certain. The answer lies deep beneath the Orc town.
The Orc town?
Orcs are not animals, as many people think. Their
Because the
culture
more I
is
think
as
about
old
it,
as
the more I
human
get
culture.
confused.
A few centuries ago, 5 Orc shaman invoked a very
So I'll just
old
focus plainly
archdemon,
for now on
which they hoped
Adanos.
would give their clan the power to defeat their enemies.
This archdemon,
And
was
listen
it the
very
sleeper?
closely to
The
the
Orcs
story,
gave him
so,
that name much later,
you know,
but I
to
won't tell you why
reconnect
they
those
did it,
dots once again.
or why they are now terrified by the supernatural creature.
If you guys got questions, you know, Gothic related questions, other game related questions, or personal questions, feel free as always to ask them. But why not?
Why?
I believe you could be... No. To be really sure, you'll have to perform another task.
Which task?
Listen carefully. The Orcs have exiled one of their shamans from the town.
Why have they exiled this shaman?
The dying Orc warrior was no longer able to answer that question when he was interrogated by one of my demons.
But what does this Orc shaman have to do with my task?
What does it?
He'll tell you the rest of the story about the sleeper.
An Orc shaman is hardly likely to be keen on talking to me.
Do you want me to help you or do you not?
Well, yes, but...
Then never question my words again. Find the shaman. He's not on good terms with his brothers in the Orc town, so he may listen to you before turning you into a living torch.
Very comforting.
But how have you been doing so far, Exo? Hope you guys are doing good, all of you. You know, having a good life, having a good time at my stream, and most of all, you know, have a good life in life. You know. Where is this exiled shaman?
Go to the old citadel in the east. You can't miss it. It's on top of a high mountain, which can be seen from a distance.
Can you just
I will
enter it?
also get,
They
which I
call it the
forgot
old citadel,
previously,
but there's
let me-
hardly anything left
just
of it
one
other than
second
the foundation walls.
before,
It's been
you
a
know,
ruin for many decades.
it's not understandable. This game in particular has 6 books, very rare books which you need to explore throughout the game, which is the Chromanan books. I will get all 6 of them. Already got 4 of these books, but I will get them in all parts, because I forgot that with my previous playthrough. And once I'm at the locations where the previous books have been noted, you know, I will, you know, show you guys and say that way. Wait, what? Update required? Fuck no. Get lost with your update required. Don't crash. But I will get the answers from the shaman.
My servant has already given you a teleportation
There are 6
room
books
for
in
the
total. I
pentagram
already
one
got
floor
4.
below. That will make it easier for you to get back here later.
I'm seeking magic knowledge, because as always, just like my previous playthrough, I will get these. Why do I get these? Well, it's plain and simple, to exploit their XP late game, if needed. And otherwise I can use it as servants, because even though I'm a servant of Adanos, I am allowed to use I'm allowed to use spell scrolls, you know. Do you think that Gothic 4 is the good old Gothic? Gothic 4 is not all that great, you know, compared to the previous Gothic games, but it is not that bad either. Now why do I say that? I've seen way worse games than Gothic 4. Hey, I've got a permanent HP potion, but you know, let's just mainly focus on getting this done. Let me first get this to 1400, so I can now get it to 46,000, 4,600. But yes, Gothic 1 and Gothic 2 are the best. But Gothic 3 is good indeed too, you know, no doubt about it. I love Gothic 3, but I love all Gothic games, even Forsaken Gods and even Gothic 4, even though they were not all that great compared to the previous games. But you know, they're still not that bad. Like I said, I've seen worse games. And since I'm doing the series, you know, whether I like them or dislike them a bit, you know, I still do it, because I beat games 100%, and especially when it comes to series, you know, I will do every game in the series. Alright, so we have to go to this exiled shaman, which is Urshak. So let's go to Urshak. Let me first check out this cave up here. I don't think there are critters down here, but no, nothing. Just make doubly sure, because the less I have to XP exploit, the better. Even though I will still do it, you know, I will still XP exploit, but just to show to my, you know, viewers in the future, or my viewers on Twitch, or future future viewers on YouTube, or my viewers on Twitch, that you can get very high level if you know what you're doing. But these razors are top, so I have to be careful. I can't handle more than one of them. Look at that damage. I think I have to pierce it with the bow. My bow deals quite a bit of damage. Let me drink that potion. Get my HP back up. But the thing is, if I get them all behind me at once, if I being hit once, the others will hit me and they will kill me. So let me first save, you know, and shoot some arrows up on their way and use the same tactic, because I need to get past them. I can walk all the way around it, but you know, better using a shortcut of some sort. My one-handed sword, axe in this case, doesn't really deal that much damage to them. There we go. what's my current? One more level and I can get pickpocketing maxed, even though I will not use it in particular. In this playthrough, it is the capabilities of a mercenary, also known as the servant of Adanos.